Welcome to Shomach Shalom, the Daf Shir to Luinish Pasam Yaakov Shalom Leah Basitzchok. We're holding Bava Basra Daf Tes. The Gemara in the top of the base brings what Ulo Mishakshek Orche say the Imei said in the name of Rabbi Lazar. It says in the Pasuk, Vayilbash Tzdakah Kashir Yoin. Why is Tzdakah compared to our armor? Loimer Lechol Mashir Yoin Zu Ko Klipo Mitztev is a Shir and Gadol. The way the armor is built is many pieces of metal that join together to a big armor. Av tzedakah called pruto pruto mitztev is a cheshbon gadol. Also by tzedakah, even small amounts join together to be a large amount. And the more goes on, it brings Chanino says another pasuk, ukepeged idim kol tzidkoseinu. The same as clothing, there's many threads that join together to be a large clothing. So tzedakah called pruto pruto mitztev is every small coin joins together to a large amount. So very many of the Mefarshim, among them the Chidah, we are asked, what is the Chiddush by Tzdakah? The many join together. Isn't that true in every mitzvah? Every mitzvah, you do a little bit and it joins together until it becomes one large thing. So Zog the Maharal here, and as well in the Sivas Oilum, the Sivas Tzdakah, Perek Dalet, that this is unique to Tzdakah only. When a person does small mitzvahs, they don't join together to be a big mitzvah. There are many small mitzvahs. He brings an example. A person does a Farshas Challah. So you do a small challah from a small isai. Then he does a small challah from another isai. It does not join to be considered one large challah. But it's small challahs. It doesn't join together to be one thing. But the tzedakah joins together to be one thing. And the chiddush is that even though small tzedakah is not as great as large tzedakah, but still there is a mile in tzedakah that it joins together. The Teres Chaim over here adds, and he says, you give a small amount of money to an ani, what will you do with it? You can't do with it much. While when you give him a large amount, he can invest it, he can use it for business, he can build a whole portfolio based on that. So the mila of a big tzedakah is much greater than small amounts. But even though a person gives small amounts, it joins together to be something large. So says the Maharal, concludes the Maharal, you see from here, if a person has a choice what to do, should he give a large amount of tzedakah to one ani, or to give many aniyim, each one a small amount? What's a greater thing to do? Says the Maharal clearly from our Gemara that it's great to give one large amount of tzedakah than to give small amounts. Because you see, if you give a small amount, it's still not terrible because it joins together to be something big. But ideally, what a person should do is to give one large amount, a big sum to tzedakah in one shot. The Maharal is here coming la'afuke, the Rambam brings the Pirush HaMishnayos, and Avos per Gimel Mishnah Tesvav. That there, when the Rambam speaks about the idea of the Gedula of a Maaseh, he says you should know that if a person gives many times tzedakah, a small amount, it's a greater thing than giving one thing. Because he's training himself, he's training his thought to be somebody who's giving tzedakah. He's a giver of tzedakah, he's always giving tzedakah, always giving small amounts of tzedakah. He's a nadiv many times over. So it's better to give many small amounts of tzedakah than one large amount. So the Maharal learns from our sugya, not like the Rambam. Zog the Chasam Sofer over here, that really this is the machlokes in the two lashonos of the Gemara. Because the Gemara brings two lashonos. Either we talk about it's like an armor that has many small pieces of metal that join together, or we talk about a clothing which has many small threads that join together to be a beged. Says the Chasam Sofer, by an armor, what is better? To have one big steel, or you want to have many small pieces of metal? Clearly, you want many small pieces of metal. One big steel, you can't move in it. It doesn't protect also as well. Ideally, you want to have many small pieces of steel to join together. But by a beged, yes, a beged is made for many threads. If I can make it for one big thread, maybe even better. So Zog the Chasam Sofer, that's the between the lashonos. The Lashon learns like an armor. He learns that it's better to give small amounts like the Rambam. But the one that learns from a beged, he learns that one large amount is greater than small amounts like the sheet of the Maharal and the Teres Chaim over here. Anyone who wants to join the Shomach Shava email list to Hotzikol, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.